Oh, I love choices. I also love being live. Somebody please tell me I'm alive before I go doing this for an hour before you tell me otherwise. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shuffle Up and Heal, your favorite. How do you do? Oh, why is that on my head? Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're a little excited today. What are we excited about? It's springtime. Tomorrow is Liberation Day. Whatever the hell that is. Whatever that is, we're going to rock and roll and lock and load here. We're going to do some readings, but like I told you, I got a project coming up here. Are you guys telling me I'm here? Jeez, for the love of Pete. I am alive. I am live and live. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much. Ashley, Patty, Jim, good to see you. Trish, Elaine, I had some wonderful lunchtime reading today. Thank you so much. Phoenix, how's it going, kiddo? Brenda, Jenny, round one. We're having a good time. We're gonna have a decent time tonight, right? Hello, Paula. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna go back here in the little time machine, saying hi. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Reporting for duty. Pauline, Disney girl. Oh gosh, it's like we're putting the band back together. Is that a Mike Rossi sighting? I think it is. He'll enjoy this Shuffle Up and Heal. But listen, I got to tell you about this project. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? West Utica representing. Julie R. How are you? Urick. Urick. You're hi. Trish, I said hi to you 14 different ways. Michelle, how are you? Up. It was a fun class today, wasn't it? It's a good class. We know what we're doing. We really do know what we're doing, don't we? Oh my gosh, we're going back. But you guys are just hanging out and having a good time and talking. It was so funny. You know, somebody made the comment to me, Serena, how are you? Look at you guys. It's like we're putting the band back together 100%. So I got to tell you about this project. And I got to let you know. I have high hopes for this because, you know, like many of us, we're all on the process improvement plan here in the universe. We're on universal time. We can't find our glasses. We dropped a lid to our mug. And hopefully we won't spill it all over the place. Go Twins 0-5. Well done, boys. I'm going to see you guys kick up the opportunity to keep your streak from the preseason to kind of be like you know, to see basically how ridiculously not good they are. But that's okay. You know, this is going to be a down year. We're going to accept it. Here we go. But if you're a Yankee fan, if you're a Yankee fan, torpedo both bats away. And by the way, they are not cheating because everybody else can use the same bat. They just do it better than anybody else because they've been practicing like that. Isn't it that if you practice, you get better at something? I don't know. Why do you think every doctor is in a I know they're in a practice? Because they don't know and they have to practice. That's going out to anybody that's had anything to do with their challenges or otherwise with their health concerns. Donna, how are you? Kim, welcome back. Love your trip around the world. Andrea, peace be with you and also with you. All right, guys, listen, we're going to get to this, but now I think we got enough of you cats in here. I'm going to actually show you guys. Indulge me for 2.5 minutes. Closer to 6, but let's go 2.5. The Amazing Teachers project is underway. You can go to the well-crafted, well-groomed, and otherwise well-updated by yours truly just a short few minutes ago, which is part of the reason why I had to kind of push it back just a little bit. I'm sorry so much. But if you go to the 10th House Publisher website, you can register for an information session on April the 16th. What are we going to talk about in that one there? Oh, and by the way, oh, hey, your keyboard's a little screwed up there, Phoenix. What are you going to learn during this time? Well, you're going to learn about what it's like to become a published author. You're going to understand the costs that go into self-publishing. You're going to understand how this project is going to elevate you. You're going to be taught and coached by not one, but two Amazon best-selling authors. Yeah, kind of what we do around here. We know our stuff. We know where we're going. We know what we're doing. And oh, by the way, You're going to get coaching on how to write your story the right way, how to promote and publish yourself the right way. And then, oh, by the way, I have a book, a YouTube channel, and I travel the world. I have media outlets to get you involved with so then you can sell the book and make money yourself. By the way, this isn't just something that you're doing here, and I'm saying this publicly, so it goes on record. You will be a business partner of mine. You're going to be working together with me to help promote the book, up to and including maybe coming on some of the tour events. So that's why when you sign up, we want to know whereabouts you are in the country. Talk about how viable is that sort of thing. So then I can start to dream like, hey, this is where my passport's going to take me. Am I right or am I right or am I right? Right? Here we go. So when you sign up for this, what you're signing up for is an information session. We're going to go over what makes a great teacher, what makes a great mentor, how you're going to put this into words and verbiage, and how we're going to put it into print, and then how you are going to become a published author. It's kind of fun. It's kind of rock and roll, if you ask me. So if you've ever dreamed about becoming an author, or you want to honor your teachers and really kind of show them that you're grateful for them, not only are you going to get this really cool poster, and by the way, this is just the start of it. This is not the final product. This is kind of a promotional poster, but you're going to get a really cool glossy poster that not only has the cover on it, you're also going to have a commemorative, plaque that kind of goes right on it, not a plaque, but, kind of understanding your story, the pages it's on, so you can have a memorial honoring your teacher. You're also going to get a couple of copies of the book, by the way, one for you, one for them. And then after that, it's free for all, everybody. When you sell the book, whether you sell it independently, or if you sell it, if it's being sold through our website, you're going to make money. If you sell it directly, obviously you're going to get most of the proceeds and the commissions, but otherwise, if it sells by all of the other means necessary, you're going to get what's known as royalties. And if you're worried about bumping up tax bracket, calm down. I'll show you the lay of the land as to why it is that, there's a couple of expenses that offset this to make sure that you don't go bumping out of the atmosphere. But if you do, it's going to be well worth it. It's a lot of fun to do this type of project. And this is a chance to work directly with me in a creative process. I kind of know that's kind of fun. Am I right or am I right? So anyways, amazing teachers. You're going to go to the website, 10thhousepublisher.com, 10HP, 10thhp.com. You're going to go there, jump right on there. I'm seeing like 5 of you are on the website right now. I think that's wonderful. That is awesome. Keep going, rock and roll. Sign up today. Be a part of this project. You're going to love the results. All right, everybody, let's do a little shuffle up and here. How about if I do it this way? How about if I do it this way? Oh, yeah. Camera 1, camera 2. Yeah, see, that's too much. Like, anytime it's like, there we go. Give me just a second, everybody. This is the one thing. Yeah, there we go. I'm not wearing shoes. But I'm wearing pants. I need to calm down. My eyes are up here. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Good to see you. Debbie, good to see you. Great picture. I have one, too. Great to see you guys. So glad you're on board here. I think I want to know what you want liberation from. As many of you know, we'll be political for 30 seconds. As many of you know, Donald Trump is going to make a very big announcement tomorrow about all of the tariffs. The tariffs that he's going to be putting into place. The ones that got Canada and Mexico and Venezuela and all of the ones that are triangulated around Venezuela. And then, of course, Japan, China, Denmark, Greenland, because, it's just a matter of, I'm not going to rule out force taking the White House. I mean, Greenland. I slip all the time. But anyways, here we go. Mercury and Pluto. Don't blame you. All right, guys. So when you are Janet for the block. So basically, Janet, what you're saying is what you want to be liberated from is Mercury and Pluto. Somebody's looking outside of the box here. Ashley, are you talking about the cards or my eyes? What are you talking about here? Just kidding. I'm so full of shit. Deb, good to see you as well. Yes. All right. I think that's a great way to start. I am going to do a little bit of shuffle up here. Oh, of course they did. Well, Japan and China. Well, that's one way to keep everybody out of Hong Kong. And Singapore. It's one way to keep peace. It's one way to keep the peace, isn't it? Right? Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? I think I'm right. So here you go. We're going to get Janet up here. I love this. So write down what it is that you want liberation from. Say, I want to be liberated from. That way I can keep track of it. And I will give you 3-card spread. We are going to be using, by the way, the cards are on their way. You are locked out of April. April, tarot people. Thank you, Janet, among those. By the way, those of you are going to get a message from me today, tomorrow, about the next steps with all of this, because we realized that we didn't get all of the full addresses. Like, we got partial addresses, so we're just going to ask you guys for it from the top, and then we'll go from there. That way we make sure that we get this stuff going. We get the party started the right way. You know, we're a business. We're a highfalutin, high-core business. It's what we do around here. You know, we're published authors. We lock and load. We're influencing the world. We're getting banned. By the way, we think that this won't be banned. Warrior Widow, hi, how you doing? By the way, guys, this is what you're doing. You are going to put in the chat, I want my liberation from, here we go, Janet, chiming in, loving the lot here. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, ba. Here we go. Let's go find the cards we need. I need like a theme song here. But Janet, you know what she needs? Here's your key to liberation from Mercury and Pluto. Page of Wands. By the way, I think I got the lighting right. This is still going to kind of glissy glossary here. From what? Oh, 6 of Pentacles. This is about balance, but also remembering who you are in all of this. You want to make sure you want to... Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, here you go. This is strong, standing on your truth. This is about you stepping up. This is about you changing the direction just so slightly. Just so slightly. Yeah, we don't have to. This isn't about a right? This is about a strong answer. And by the way, the Page of Wands is answered by the sun. Thank you. My regards, George Harrison. Here comes the sun. And is this the 10 of Cups? Holy moly. Could this get any better for you, Janet? I don't know. I don't know. Here we go. Injustice. 3 major, 3 minor, 3 instructions, 3 overarching things. Why don't we get done with everything it is that we need to get done from the beginning? What this is really talking about is peace or harmony and understanding who you are. Finding your balance within yourself. You got 2 balance cards. You got 2 strong, I'm going to take the reins and run with it. You also have, you know, happiness through the process, happiness through the events. I can't believe I don't charge for these. They're that good. Here we go. How do you get away from Mercury and Pluto? And by the way, Mercury's about communication. Pluto's about your empowerment. Are we not talking about the actions here? By the way, you asked a personal planet and a transitional generational planet, right? So the personal and the generation are talking to one another. The major arcana and the minor arcana. 3 for 3. It's what I do. Here we go. Forge. Don't follow. So when Mercury and Pluto get in charge here, it's about the action of becoming yourself, becoming empowered, becoming all together. And by the way, how's my glitch rate here? Is my glitch rate pretty good? Am I not? I think we's okay. I think we're doing this all right. Must have been my Superman shirt. Can you guys see this? You guys can't see this. Can you see it? I never thought I'd have to show my chest on film. Forge, don't follow. How do you like that? Yeah, Janet. Rock and roll, lock and load. I love how we're going with this. So right out of the gate, a little planetary alignment, if you will. And by the way, when Mercury goes direct on Saturday, first of all, wear protection. Second of all, understand that this retrograde is about figuring out your value and virtues. Venus has a lot to do with that, but Listen, guys, I know that they're just overturning every apple cart, and they're like, you know what, they're over here, and you know what, you said something bad about me, and I'm going to go after you, and I'm going to whatever. They're targeting marginalized people now. I'm standing up for them. I hope you are too. Just recognize that at the end of the day, they're going to be out of the way, and we're going to do what we need to do. That's all. It's that simple. It's that simple. Janet, we love you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I have got somebody that put in a really good thing here, too. Brenda, I can't wait either. I know you're talking about the tarot there. Alex, how are you, friend? Again, there's a little bit of worry here. I saw a couple of these. Janet, thanks so much. I love this one. Did someone say hobbits and elves? First of all, everybody over 5 foot, get out. Second of all, get back to your bridge. That was awful, Brandon. That was terrible. By the way, in my administration will not stand up for this midget, dwarf, troll level dissent. I have full discretion. Actually, let's talk about the probabilities of any of those things happening. Pretty slim. But hug your short person. Make sure you wear deodorant. Number 2. Here's what I love about this, and this is what I actually think you're talking about. Let's just take hobbits and elves in the Lord of the Rings and really talk about them as the people that are different. And I know that was kind of the mainstream, but different was the mainstream. Let's talk about, as you know, and by the way, Ashley, I love where you're going with this, and let me set the primer. Why don't we ask the cards what we're going to do to be able to live in harmony? Right? How do we accept our differences? All right. Oh! 9 of Cups. I happen to be a little soft spot for the Niner here. I really do. I see you guys on 10th House Publishers right now. I hope you're all signing up. Now it's about forging a new kind of idea, a new mindset. And also it's about looking at it differently. Can we start to, and by the way, anybody worth their salt never, ever, ever kept a person on board because of the color of their skin, whatever their protective class was. Not about their sexuality, not about the whatever. After the 6-month review, it's can you do the job? You're terminating me because I like goats. No. Worship goats on your own time, okay there? Beelzebub. What I'm talking about is can you do the job or not? Are you the right fit for the job? Sometimes you don't know until people get in. Understanding how we're kind of tackling this DEI, and by the way, the 9 of Cups is very DEI, is a presentation of saying, we have good morals and we're doing this. Aha, this is telling us to look at it differently. Let's look at it differently, because the Knight of Swords comes in and kind of goes like, let me tweak this a little bit. Let me just change the mindset just enough so that then we understand it. Oh gosh, are you okay? Do we have this? When did Peter Falk show up? Then you have the Hangman, which is maybe we had it upside down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Whisper cards, which, by the way, will be in your mailbox in just a few short days. 2 of Swords. A lot of decisions being made here. I already know where Spirit's taking me on this one, of course. So the 2 of Swords, then the 2 of Wands. So this is deciding your mindset. This is an actionable situation here, everybody. How are we going to get there? Take the emotions out of the feel-good nature of equality and start to look at it in the basis of understanding. Now, I have run what are, for lack of better terms, DEI programs for companies. I have. I've picked it apart. I always had the standard of saying, yeah, but it's great that they have a bunch of check marks, but can they do the job? We don't want to constantly refill this, and moreover, we don't want to set the person up for success. They're making a giant move to come and work with us. And there are some people that just kind of shrug their shoulders and like, yeah, that's a little too much empathy. I got that crap a lot. But let's kind of take everybody on the merits in which they are, and to think that there's been enough equality in terms of education and opportunity. We've got about 50 years worth of wake here where we actually can build that up. I know it's still there in pockets. I get it. I understand it. I'm not downplaying it. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, we can actually have a clean slate and not necessarily even ask what their ethnicity is. Not even ask what their sexual desires are. Not even understand that they're in some protective class in one way or another. Honestly, your race is actually none of my business. Your ability to do the job is everything. This kind of speaks to that. And listen, Ashley, I'm going to tell you, you're kind of a thought provoker here. We kind of like it. Oh, by the way, I don't take from the top of the deck on this one, right? Boom. What do we got here? Lost Lands. Oh, behave, everybody. Here we go. Again. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. We've had equality before. That does not surprise me. To the people that don't think we've had equality before, don't want equality now. To the people that understand equality and understand how it works, we're just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why is this taking so long? What is wrong? What is wrong? By the way, that's also a reenactment of me sitting in my driveway while the 13-year-old tries to find his pants. Or his shoes. That's my favorite. Well, where'd you take them off? I don't know. And then he can find one of them, but not the other one. Oh, so they were separated at some point, like at birth? Ashley, thank you so much for the awesome question. Patty! How you doing? Oh, by the way, do you see my Amazon best-selling author? Yes. So, Patty, talk about the liberation of worry from everything all at once. It can be overwhelming. It sure can. Take a simple, gentle, deep breath in. I want your hand to guide you. And then I want you to find the very relaxing 8 of Wands coming at you really fast. Oh my gosh, the cards are not helping. You guys are terrible at this. But let's create a new mindset. Even though you have the rush of the 8 there, let's go ahead and calm yourself down. And see the Ace of Swords comes up. Oh, mindset, girlfriend. That's how we roll. Now, when you see this card, I want to tell you something. This is intuition. I want you to take a simple, gentle, deep breath in. Let the world rush around you. I want you to go within with your mindset, your understanding of who you are. And I want you to close out all of the dangers, all of the worries, all of the anxiety. This is actually an anti-anxiety card. I want to thank you for coming along. And I want you to understand that your ability to overcome this lies in what you want to conquer. Oh, yes, the devil. The details. The bills, the obligations. The death to taxes. Understanding that is what is going on. But you have a choice. Because the Lover's card comes out to say you have a choice to either have this be everything you've ever wanted it to be, or to be hung up on things. Now let's talk about mastery. Let's talk about the masculine mastery. Let's talk about the King of Wands. Insert 12-year-old comment here about a king with King of Wands, everybody. The King of Wands comes out to calmly display calculated in assurance and action. Understand that you'll use your intuition for your calculated decisions. No longer will we have anxiety. We will move away from the anxiety of our obligations. And then we will go into the void. Stop. Embrace what is changing. Go within the great cosmic womb and discover who you have been and who you are meant to be. Patty, say what you want. That was a pretty fun thing right there, right? Well, we're worried about anxiety here, Jim. Thank you for Tarot Talk here on NPR, where we've decided to analyze the ancient wisdom of tarot, or as we call it, tarot, to understand the blend of ancient societies from Egypt, Greece, Mesoamerica, Latin America, Sub-Sahara influences, and Detroit. We take all of those and we bring them together here on National Public Tarot, and we enjoy listen, take over your anxiety by having a plan. Hey, Jules, how are you, kiddo? Good to see you. Yeah, Patty. Sorry about the Devil 8 combo, but there we are. Came in a little bit hot, right? By the way, you guys do know I do voiceovers, right? You guys do know that at any given time I could have a gig and, you'll be like, hey, everybody, come on down to Wally's and make sure that you buy yourself some night crawlers because those are the best in town. Thick and juicy and ready to go in the AM. I did do a commercial like that once. Hey, Brienne, yeah, thank you. Where's my National Public Tarot tote bag? Oh, I'm going to make something like that, right? And for a donation of just $20 of your sustaining gift, right? How about Bass Pro Shop, Ashley? What's on your mind? Like, what's going on here? Oh, I could also do a Delilah show. So I spent 3 minutes in radio, and I screwed up the cut drop, as they call it. I had to go to a tape and a cart and all this other stuff, and and it was a station identification. So at the end of Ella Fitzgerald, ginormous 8-minute rendition of "Dedicated to the Man That I Love," and she knew how to keep a crowd. Good Hinda. You are what your thoughts are. You got it. Hey, BB. And sure enough, she went on this big long ending. Dedicated. It's my Ella Fitzgerald. To the band's going crazy. Dedicated to the man that I... WABY, the sounds of smooth yesterday. The phone bank lit up. Right? I love it. I would totally do that. Facets of light. I like that. Well, that's some Merkaba, kids. All right. What are you looking to be liberated from? We're going to go back up here a little bit here. Elves are not tall, usually. You are welcome, Janet. Thank you so much. Okay, we got 2 right in a row here. Okay, Urick, I see you. I also see you, Jenny. Hang on there. Brenda, how are you? Let's talk a little bit about your I can'ts, right? Can we take a little about that? Oh, you try. You work a little more. You see the world and then you see the life a little more. There's some emotional value here. So you feel like you're kind of on the outs, right? Here we go. Then I get to give you the Wheel of Fortune. So what this is saying is that this is work. You have to take the emotions out of it to a certain degree, and you have to understand some things are meant to be. Sometimes you are meant to kind of hang out and not let it happen. Don't think of it like lost opportunities. Look at it as like, hey, this was supposed to happen the way it was supposed to happen, right? Well, then I'm going to go ahead and give you the King of Pentacles. So this is a mastery of what you're doing. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love it, love it, love it. I can't, I won't, I give you the tower. Come crash when it goes when the walls come tumbling down. Understand, when the tower shows up in this type of reading, this is saying you're going to get good at this because your mindset, you got to be a smooth customer with this one. Because I'm going to give you the 9 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Every little thing is going to be all right there. Every little thing is going to be all right. Every little thing is going to be all right. Do you know why your can'ts are happening? Because they ain't supposed to. Quit killing yourself and thinking that you're lesser than what you are. Sometimes when you try to open a door and it doesn't open? That's not your door. That's how doors work. Sometimes they lock. Sometimes you can't go in. Right? Fantastic. Love you guys. Love it. Oh, wait. Need you one more. What is this? Star Family. This is about destiny. This is about being part of a team of souls. You're just doing your part. You're doing your part. Call on your team. Call in tech support. Say, why am I struggling with this? Oh, because we need you to do this. A ding, 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 ding. Urick. Here we go. What are we liberating from? Confidence. I'm jumping into my side hustle. Down to Chicka Bow Bow. Jumping into your side hustle. Might I call you a fool? Why do fools fall in love? Well, I'll tell you, the side hustle is going to bring you into some happiness. I feel like I'm Oprah. You know? Ah! Oh, you're going to get down to your nitty-gritty self, aren't you? Ding, ding, da ding, da ding, ding, ding. Okay, Urick and side hustle. Hello. By the way, you're going to have the 7 of Wands. Oh, I like the 7 of Wands. I'm going to tell you why. You're taking the higher ground. You're not really worried about people going, are you sure you're going to do that? Sounds stupid. Why would you do that? Who's going to buy that? Why would you ever kind of whatever? And then you're like, I have gorgeous feet. I'm going to do what I want, okay? Be like, what? You got hammer toes and flat feet. And then you're like, yeah, well, Larry in Flint, Michigan really kind of likes me. Do you see what I did there? Larry in Flint. Anyways, he's my #1 Patreon, and I'm just going to tell you that it's just amazing. And by the way, Brandon, I'm sorry I keep missing it, but that's prime time. I get it. Ace of Swords, along with this new marriage of happiness. And then the 8 of Wands. This is going to come on quick there, girl. So this is about liberation of financial stuff. This is liberation about you saying, hey, I'm going to take into control, command, whatever, into my own destiny. You got the love, Hadrian energy, codependency boundary. So you might become reliant upon this side hustle. The side hustle might actually become the main thing. I don't know. All I'm going to tell you is I kind of get a good feel about this. Good deal about the side hustle. Send me a message about the side hustle. And by the way, don't send me pictures of your feet. Like, it's over if you do that. I'm not, anything below here, I'm out, guys. I just learned those lessons early on in life. Got it? Jenny, who can I turn to? No, I'm crazy, but you make me so happy. Three of Cups. Can I give you some happiness here, kid? So this is stepping away from this. Part of the reason why you're probably hanging on to it might be because you remember that it's like a really great time. And by the way, you're a little overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed with the option. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I keep it? Do I whatever? What you're going to do is do the right thing. These are all actionable cards. Guess what you're doing this weekend? Cleaning out the closets. You're knocking things out. You're putting it out by the curb. You're posting it on Facebook going, free shit here, buddy. And then whatever doesn't get taken just, goes by the wayside. Somebody will come along. They'll shine it up. They'll try and sell it back to you for $10. I'm just saying I'll be there at 11. Then the Page of Cups comes out with this kind of past side of it. Like you just were in love. There was almost kind of a romantic feeling about who and what your upbringing is. The 7 of Cups along the 7 of Pentacles. There's money to be had in this chain. And by the way, not money like as in like you're looking at the bingo card going, I 21. Actually, I wouldn't be in 21, but whatever. But what this does do, 7-7, lucky 7's right up the gate here. You know what they're telling you? They're telling you there's value in what you're going to do. And then you have this anxiety to do the right things. You're worried. Well, what if I get rid of the wrong thing? What if I release myself from the stuff? What if I throw out the thing that my mom didn't want me to? Here's the advice. Are you ready? You're part of the star ancestors. You're part of a soul arc. Quit worrying about stuff. This is about lost wisdom and looking deeper. You might find more treasures by going through your stuff and getting rid of it than letting it go. Uncover those things. Find those memories of your parents. Find those memories of your childhood. It's not about getting rid of them. It's about holding them. And by the way, decluttering is actually a very spiritual event. On the things that you feel like you have to kind of like honor before you let go, take a few minutes with it and just hold it. By the way, that doesn't mean that you open it up and you read it cover to cover before you throw it away and then before you know it, it's too dark to do anything else. Don't be a dipshit. What I'm talking about is, hey, you know what? I really like this mug. This mug brings me back to a memory. This mug brings me back to a time. This mug brings me back to a memory, brings me back to a time, but I've outgrown it. I've got 700 mugs. And, you know, at the end of the day, who wants another Pisces mug? I mean, aside from me. $20 on eBay. 22 if I don't wash it out. But understand that it can be a very spiritual event. Am I like winning that right now? Is Mercury out of effing retrograde? Right? Ah, Michelle. Yes. Megan, hello. So you're cleaning out 2 houses. The defense rests, Your Honor. Right? The defense rests, Your Honor. Elizabeth, good to see you. By the way, you guys, I'm just going to bring this up again. I'm going to bring this guy up. Listen, amazing teachers. If you missed it when I first talked about it, this is going to be a chance to be an author in a book with me. You're going to somebody to help you along. It could be somebody in elementary school, could be a teacher in high school that inspired you to write this story. It could be a mentor, a coach, you know, it could be a spiritual teacher, it could be a relative. It could be somebody that cared enough to take you aside and say, this is how the world works. I love doing projects like this. This is a great way for the world to see you. It's also a great way for you to honor your teacher. By the way, a couple of weeks ago, I had my teacher come in and talk to my current Conscious Becoming class. And it was a great experience. And she's just a light. She's just a light. Jamie, I know sometimes you watch these. I love you. And it was my opportunity to say, hey, we love you. I want this to be an opportunity for you to be able to, you know, see this class that I'm teaching and see how, you know, maybe your words of wisdom like you shared with me would be great for them. It's a great class. It was a great class. Oh, looks like I'm falling off on Facebook. Facebook's got a whole bunch of new rules, everybody. I do not know what's going on over there. Facebook's the anti, you know what it is. Okay, all right, thank you for promising no feet pic. There they are. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there you go. Andrea, I think you're speaking for others. I feel like I'm going to go to you. I'm almost going to roll up after this too. Andrea, how are you, kiddo? So good to see you. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about the things that are going to make us kind of be who we're meant to be, right? Let's talk about, and by the way, part of this Mercury-Venus thing right now, both in retrograde, are actually talking about how we can look back and have an honest conversation with ourselves and basically not villainize those relationships. I mean, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have human existence. You know, they might have been a dastardly son of a gun, but you made a great family with them. You know, they might be somebody that you were like, you know, speaking of feet, were those your feet up against the steam glass dashboard windshield? That may or may not have happened to me. And, you know, you go through this and you want to visit these things, you know, but it's not the Pontiac's fault. You know, it's not even their fault. They were just kids. They were young. But, you know, you had experiences with them. You had opportunities with them. And you also had chances to screw up with them. So honor all of those. All right, kids, here we go. Hi, Brandon, I'd like to get rid of a past relationship that hurts and I want to let go. I can't think of a better card to start with. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? Oh, self-love is the basis of all love. Queen of Cups comes out here. You know, when you're playing with the Queen of Hearts, you're playing that it's really smart. You know, the Joker's the only fool. That'll take anything from you. By the way, they have never tagged me for quoting songs. Ever. Ever. Still a debate between Penny and I. By the way, next Friday, Penny and I are going to get together. Hope you join us. Hope you join us. And by the way, so this is taking stock in a past relationship. This is understanding that you've got self-love going on. And then, might I find a king for your queen? Checkmate, everybody. Let's go to the top of the castle and figure out where to put the sword. Oh, gosh, feet. Anyways, here we go, everybody. This is taking a look at recognizing your past, centering yourself around what you need so that you can get what you want. And guess what? The Ace of Pentacles is kind of like a I told you so card. It's kind of like a, well, don't you worry too much, right? All right, now the Queen of Cups is actually matched with the Seven of Cups. And by the way, this is kind of a little bit of a challenge because you don't know what to be grateful for. How about you be grateful for all of it? You don't have to be like one thing. It's kind of a little bit of everything. And by the way, this King of Pentacles comes in, or this King of Wands comes in with the Six of Pentacles. I was reading ahead in my brain. And then, how about if we go with this one? And this one is about you are not alone. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Isolation yet physical connection and finding community. This is going within Queen of Cups to connect with the right one. I don't know if you're with somebody now, but listen. The power cross compels you and you are healed. All of the demons of the past all culminated into one. Let's just crinkle them up like a bad piece of foil that you can't reuse no matter how much you try and flatten it out. Recognize that it's going to be broken and maybe a little bit interesting. And then realize that it's perfect anyways. Sure, it's a little smaller, a little shorter around the edges, but damn it all, it's still you. Being broken isn't easy. But being broken is just a perception. You woke up today, didn't you? You put on pants one leg at a time. I always check to make sure I did. But you also recognize and realize that the person that you are is part of the past, part of those mistakes. And by the way, when Venus is in retrograde, you'd naturally have old flames come back. And when Mercury is in retrograde as well, along with Venus in retrograde, all of a sudden it becomes like, you know what I always want to tell you, you stupid mother. All right, calm down. Calm down. If you use it for self-reflection, it'll help you understand who you are and why it happened the way it is. Ta-da! All right, we are on the hunt. Yeah, personal validations. I like that. You get a card. You get a card. You get a card. You get a card. I love that. Alex, I see you. Phoenix, I'm coming in. Hold on. I think Alex is getting this one here, kid. You got to understand this, Alex. Take a simple, gentle, deep breath in. Let's talk about you finding liberation in your own head, being your own worst enemy. The Lover's card, also known as Personality Plus, also known as Multiple Personality Plus. Sometimes, Gemini, you just talk yourself out of all of the best things. Do you want what's behind door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3? And you're like, 2, 1, 4, 9. That's why the Page of Pentacles comes in and says, all right, listen, I know that choice is like a thing for you, but let's get a little bit cured about this. Let's be a little bit specific. What am I pulling out here? I'm giving you the 8 of Cups. And you know what this is? This is acceptance. Acceptance. But sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes it's not going to work out. It's not your fault. It's not in your head. And you know what it is? Part of the plan. You got to learn to walk away. You got to learn to be able to go like, it didn't go okay. And by the way, this could also represent you being in a relationship, you putting yourself a little too first, and then the 8 of Cups comes in and basically is like, all right, buddy, you know what? You're going to lose it if you don't recognize that you're in something that you need partnership with, right? Oh, the hangs differently. The Hierophant comes in. Ain't nobody but king but you. And then you have the 2 of Cups. So here we go. By recognizing your loss, you're actually going to end up with 2. which, by the way, ends up being the Ten of Cups, which means eternal happiness, blended family, being able to find yourself and blending. So this is a compromise. This is a compromise of the soul, but in the best way. Your soul's not going to compromise, but you're going to compromise yourself by saying, I don't have to be such a hard ass about this. I'm going to stay true to myself, and I want to be, I got to look at how does this partnership, how do these choices work? So you have to make up your mind and say, I'm not going to be my own worst enemy. Portal opens up here. I like Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and wild cards. You can choose to be your own worst enemy again. I mean, might as well be expert level at something. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. Instead of saying, oh, this always happens. I'm a Vikings fan. This always happens. But this is our year. J.J. McCarthy forever. Here we go. I think they should put him number 9 for Tommy Kramer. But that's just me. Alex, so good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Phoenix, you're preaching to this choir right now. Financial stress sucks. And by the way, when you're hearing all these things, and by the way, let me tell you something. We here at the T. Brandon Russ Mediumship Organization will never and have ever discounted or otherwise tariffed our friends to the north. We haven't done it to the friends of the South or any of our friends in Europe. We feel that we have a unity-based approach to how we get along and how we are all part of the cosmic betterment of everyone else. Yes, we here at the T. Brandon Russ Mediumship Platform, we will never, and I do mean ever, tariff or tax another country for being who they is. Here at More Than a Medium Media, we like to have equal coverage to both my backyard and my front yard. As we expand, we hope to get to Canada. Thank you, and good night. Oh, Canada. By the way, I bought 3 things in Disney. I bought a Canadian flag, a Mexican flag, and a Norwegian flag. You will see them in the recreation of my backdrop. I cannot wait. Anyways, here we go, everybody. By the way, Phoenix, you ain't the only one. Got it? Here we go. You ready? I don't know why everybody's kind of saying, what are we doing here? The devil shows up. This is obligation. This is kind of telling you, you might not like to live paycheck to paycheck, but you owe me. Where's my rent? Where's my money? Give this man his money. Did I just go John Malkovich? I think I did. Please understand. Please understand. I hold you in the highest regard. Here I am talking about how I'm in love with Canada and I'm shipping off all the shittiest cards up there. But whatever. 70%. By the way, my 70% joke is no longer funny with my Canadian jokes. However, yeah, my Canadian jokes are 70% less funny. 2 of you got that. Thank you so much. I'll see you at the bridge. Mwah. All right. This is obligation. This is feeling like you're out in the cold. Come on. Winter chicken dinner. Every little thing. It's going to be all right here. So I wish we weren't hung up on the emotion of obligation and then feeling like you're being left out in the cold. I'm really going to look at this other deck to really kind of pull us out of this. We know we've got a positive or at least a directional positive outcome here, right? So here we go. Okay. All right. Put these away. The Magician. And by the way, I love that the feminine divine comes up, the Magician. In other words, you are robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you somehow make it work every month. That is amazing, right? Then you have the 8 of Cups. You know what this is? This is like you're just coming up short every month. You're just coming up short, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then when you get ahead, you're like, yay! And then they're like, by the way, you forgot to pay my money. Yeah. Here we go. I'm okay with this. So the Knight of Wands comes out. This is the Wounded Warrior. So you're going to come out of this ahead. So whatever this kind of pressure cooker, meat grinder, microwave on high that you're going through right now, on the other side of this is going to be the betterment of it. You're becoming savvy, and you're beginning to understand that, you know what, this Magician is kind of making this play right here. Because what you're doing is you're figuring out how to unobligate, how to untether yourself and still get what you need, what you want. Decide how those connections are going to get you there. And then the Nine of Wands is really just about, I'm going to become seasoned so that I can find my own happiness. I know it looked kind of touch and go there for a little bit, but kind of pulled you out there. Huh, Sabrina? Think so. Fall into my arms, like it's the 4th of July. Holding opposites and extremes in life, moments of surrender. I kind of see where this is going here. Because I'm saying it's going to be okay, but you start out kind of obligated. It's what you're supposed to go through right now. It's going to make you a better you. And by the way, every single time I've gotten into financial stuff, I know it's hard to believe, but I've gotten into financial stuff. I come up with these crazy, wild ideas, and then they just don't rock and roll the way I need them to lock and load. You know what I'm saying? Right? I get it. I do get it. Pauline, we're going to go death and taxes. Here's the good news. The devil's been out of the deck on both of them. And I think I gave you the devil last time, or I have in the past. So just know that that will not be part of... Oh, I'm pulling from the wrong deck here. But I will give you the death card. This is what happens when a tarot reader reads 2 Canadians back to back. When you read 2 Canadians back to back, then all of a sudden it seems a little bit... This is about change. Scorpio energy, other people's money. By the way, in this position, when you're talking about taxes, take a simple, gentle, deep breath in. This is the Scorpio card. It is about change. It is the 8th house. It is about other people's money. Enjoy your return. See what I did there? By the way, you are really good with numbers. By the way, south of the border, they're called nombres. North of the border, they're called numbers. You see what I'm saying here? You see what I'm saying? And by the way, a little bit of a struggle. A little bit of struggle. So work your magic here. Work your magic. You know why? Because this is new for you. This is new for you to get a return. This is new for you to kind of have it go your way. By the way, have the strength to push that button and take that money away from you, because that Knight of Wands is kind of a new feel for it. I'm going to pull this one out of the fireworks and say this conflict is really about, like, I don't understand my taxes. Why is 89% going to the Wildlife Commission of Louisiana? Have we been taken over? No, you're liberated. You're still an independent, sovereign country. By the way, if you're gonna invade, go by way of Plattsburgh. I'll tell you, I'll have dinner for you. Get here in 3 hours. See what I'm saying? Viva Albany. Here we go. Jump in. For my love, Andromeda Street, Andromeda energy, adventure. Say yes to change. I know, it's a little weird when the death card shows up, but it is about other people's money. It's about bartering your soul for taxes. By the way, let me help you with your taxes. Do you think this is a write-off? Then it is. Just kidding. I don't know where I was going. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know. Yeah, and by the way, it was like a clever, like, lupus escape. Like, it like, where'd he go? Oh no! And now I'm freezing. Oh my gosh! I've got to set it up again. For whatever reason, I hit some sort of button that basically pushed me out. And yeah, okay, all right, we're good. We're good. The good news is that you're still here. The bad news is that yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I don't do exorcisms. I can do burials, but I can do this. And by the way, Jim, I saw yours. I'm actually scrolling up to find you. This might take me a second. Cat feet, Rita. There's money in that, right? Am I wrong? Priyan's like, yeah, I got an account. Who doesn't? Andrea, thanks so much for coming on. Facebook sucks. Yeah, Cindy, I'm starting to realize that with some of this here. Jim, you had mentioned um, you mentioned something about a creative block. I think this is really good. If you could retype that or say something along that line, so it'll end up at the bottom of the feed. I want to make sure I get to you today, bud. Kim, I'm coming to you, kid. Liberation from my fears that holds me back. He misses you too. He is really glad that you still went on the trip. He also thinks that the feet joke is an ongoing thing for you guys, which is what I was picking up on. And I want you to know that when I deliver messages, I deliver them from the heart, and I can't delineate from the current and the past. You have every reason to know that you're not alone. Okay, Kim, here we go. Seven of Swords. The fight's over. Oh, please hold. I'm letting the good stuff. It's like being live for a half hour and not letting anybody else in. Seven of Swords is kind of it's an escape from the battle. Leave early. Sometimes people leave before the conflict happens. Sometimes it's about leaving the two swords to know that there's enough of a fight to know that they were a fighter, but taking most of it so then they know that they didn't want to fight. They didn't want that to define them. Three of Pentacles comes out. This is about doing things in secret. This is about things that are coming, that are pending. Contracts, marriages, that sort of thing, pending. Not necessarily coming to fruition, so there's something in the works with this. Maybe it's a will, maybe it's contract, maybe it's where you guys were going. And last but not least, I give you the Nine of Pentacles, practically perfect in every way. Also known as the Mary Poppins card, also known as Paige. You're going to know who Paige is before the end of the year. She's a wonderful character of mine who actually finds the best of both worlds and guides everybody through it. All right, we're not mincing words here because the Five of Pentacles comes out. This is about loss. This is about feeling left out in the cold. Thanks, Jim. I see you. Kim, when they leave, that's the feeling, right? Where are we going with this? Ten of Pentacles. You had a very rich relationship. You had a very keen understanding of who you are. Right? Let's finish strong, everybody. And then Three of Pentacles. So you got the Three of Pentacles twice. Threes are important. 3, 3, 3, 3, 10, 9, 7, 5. That's a 13. That's 12, rather. It's a 3. You got 9. You got 3. That's 12. That's another 3. You got 13, and that's 4. That's 7. That's 10. Okay. So the 10th means something. The 3, 6, 9 means something. 5, 7, 7, 5, 10, 3, 3, 10, 9, 3, 3, 9. There's a lot of combinations here. That's just how they're showing it to me. You're going to see a lot of signs here, Kim. You're going to see a lot of signs where it's just where they show up. Your Starkeeper, Cosmic Adventures. The Cosmic Ancestors, Seeds of Light by Staying Grounded. You don't think this is a read on being grounded? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards connected to Pentacles, Earth energy. 7 of Swords as well. When will I see you again? I don't know what the deal is with Boston, but I'm getting Boston right now. And, you know, Kim, I don't even know if you're on. You know, sometimes when I glitch and I pop and whatever, if you can just give some validation in this. or come back and see it later. Just let me know that you saw this. Yeah, there is some conversation in the YouTube community. All right, I'm going to break screen here. Kim, heart taps for the last couple of months here, right? Yeah, here's a little real talk in the middle of this. We'll do a few more and ski daddle. There is kind of an undercurrent of discussion going on with a new platform coming up. That's all I'm going to say. It is not out in the media. It is not out in the news. It is not out in the greater lexicon. We're talking about it over Signal. There is a lot of... There's the old way and the new way. And part of the challenge for my hesitation to just jump in and do it with 2 feet is I have been given pause to make sure that I do this so it has longevity and it has, has a platform that can actually grow the way we need it to grow. And, you see how the others are built and you see how things are kind of, going for us. And when I say us, I mean us as a people, us peasants. And I'm making moves. Right? Like in the background, I can hear the opening, theme song of Ride Like the Wind, right? Being able to kind of do it in a way that I'm supposed to do it. I'm going to take over the other side and take onto it, right? Yeah, the lottery's going to be... By the way, if you win the lottery now, you're going to be... you're going to be really targeted. Don't manifest testicles. Manifest testicles. That's a thing. You asked for it. There you go. Jim coming your way. All right, we're gonna need liberation for Tara for your destructive decisions. I might need the whole deck for this one. Where are we? There we go. Keep on, keep it on, keep it on. All right, right out of the gate, we're going to give you the BJ card. Hey, thank you very much, everybody. Good night. By the way, are those her feet? The High Priestess comes out to let you know the old ways are actually the better ways. Go back to who you are. It's Boaz and Joachim. It is not job and blow. It is, however, strength. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We're adding up to 10. And by the way, if you change your ways, go back to your old ways, maybe a little old-fashioned, maybe a little more of like, I don't know, I hope he shows up. Have the strength in order to say like, no, I will not go and do jello shots until 2 a.m. And then they show up. By the way, don't think for a second that this is the replacement package, because it's not. It ain't. Right? By the way, you know who shows up in this? King of Cups. The one that tells you and shows you this is how to love yourself. Sometimes things are just healing by doing normal. How is it going to show you strength? By reminding yourself the High Priestess. Again, the old ways are the good ways. And then you'll move from the King of Cups to the Emperor. That's my gift to you. What to do with your destructive behaviors, you will find happiness through recognizing that you are worthy. And then you're going to lift the veil. One of my favorite cards, by the way. Lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything that is unaligned must go. So any of those behaviors, kick it to the curb. Then you got to trust the process. You have to have the strength to see it through. Ancient wisdom, old wisdom. Lets the world be a better place when you're in it. Don't you know? So glad you're here, Tara. I'm so much fun. I really am. Are you like laughing, blushing, or otherwise here? Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of, sort of is. Um, Here we go, Jim. Coming to you, buddy. I want to be liberated from temporary creative blocks. Doing artworks and watercolors. Well, aren't we just getting to know you here, Jim? By the way, polite way of spelling watercolors in the British context. Am I right? Well, here we go. King of Swords. King of Swords coming in. This is, by the way, this is creative and genius. This is the way of you kind of being like, hey, let me kind of help create this, right? Then you've got the Ace of Wands. Creative action. Come on, dude. How am I doing with this? How am I doing so far? The Hermit card. So let me tell you, your art is a spiritual event. Let's not look at it in the painful. Let's look at it in the liberating sense. That you need to kind of like go back to kind of like the things that made you good. Not just emotional, not just the feel good things, but the things that were actually applicably good. An artist friend of mine who made a boatload of money by making a thing that sold a lot. I know I'm being specifically vague, but that's all you're getting. And then he was like, he got a little cushy. He was able to do like commission jobs and not have to take everything he was offered. And then one day it started to dry up, and I said, do you ever think you should go back and making the stupid what have yous? And then he's like, no, that's stupid. I want to go back there. It's like going backwards. And I go, yeah, but if you put that out there and brand it in a certain way and kind of rock and roll it, then all of a sudden you can find money to do pick and choose again. That's what he did. And that's what he did. Knight of Cups. You still love the process. You love the process. You don't want it to go away. You don't want it to go quick. By the way, the Ace of Wands is part of your happiness. By the way, the celebration card, cannot make this up. And the Hermit, King of Swords, ends with the Queen of Swords. Every king must have its queen. By the way, I suggest some sort of air sign, some sort of heavy-duty air sign here for you. Maybe this is about a partnership. Maybe this is about having a spiritual adventure for yourself. Maybe this is about connecting with your creative soul. Maybe you need a muse. Oh, maybe that could be it. Oh, shit, of course. Of course. The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation. There's two of them here. They were stuck together, and it's my business why they were stuck together. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Oh, you, my friend, deserve both of these. Both of these. Both of them. By the way, you're going to freeze it. You're going to get the blue flame wording here. Again, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Then you have the trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Right? It's not running out. And it's not running out to join the Amazing Teachers Project. I can't wait to work with some of you. Right? I can't wait to be a part of this. I love that you guys have been reactive. I know that website get notifications. That was actually what I was turning off the notification when I escaped. Right? I knew you would enjoy that. Glad you enjoyed it. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Good to see you. Listen, guys, I still have Monday and Tuesdays squared away. I'm trying to squeeze in one more day. I really am. I'm trying to, even if it's a noon time, like a Friday. This Friday, I got a half a shot at kind of jumping in there. But I'm enjoying doing this again. I really am. You guys know, it's just, I don't mean to offend anybody. You guys do know that. Like, even when I kind of have tongue-in-cheek jokes and, And by the way, I can make fun of people and their feet because I only got 9 toes. Okay? Like, it's kind of like saying, well, I'm not racist, I'm black. Like that sort of thing. It's kind of the same thing. And I never want people to feel like I'm talking to them or I'm having boundaries, but I'm on a journey too. And when I have an opportunity to do the things I am meant to do, I'm not a medical doctor, so I always avoid talking about things medical. But if I thought that it was Lyme, I would get involved with an integrative medicine practitioner, medical practitioner. I would look to, I think you need some heavy doses of vitamins. And again, I think some of these are over the counter, but you're going to want doses that are intravenous level. And again, if I had Lyme, these are the things that I would look into. I would make sure that my care practitioners were aligned. I would make sure that even though there are some best practices for things like, quote unquote traditional medicine, like antibiotics and that sort of thing, I think there's a place for those things. Don't villainize them. Western medicine is not completely wrong. However, it is simply overdone because there's a price tag attached to it. That's why you need to be fully engaged with anything and everything that you do. So then you're not roped into something for the rest of your life, and it's not a chronic problem. It's how engagement is actually how we keep things from being chronic. And I would definitely ask questions about the results. I think that they're only paneling half of it. I think they need to... I think that if I was going in for something where I was looking at Lyme and I had to, let's just say I had something like a spinal tap or something, I would want to make sure that I was having every test taken or explored that would be necessary for a spinal tap. So in other words, we're not just doing this. We're not just seeing if the rabbit's going to die. We're going to make sure that we understand that everything about any part of this condition is going to be flushed out with one measure. And we're going to make sure that all the teams are talking to one another. Even if one person studied in Shanghai and another person studied at NYU, we're going to want to make sure that they all get on the phone and we have a little bit of a conference call. I'm going to want to feel like I'm empowered and part of the directive. I want to hear about if they need to talk to each other about some professional stuff, that's fine too. But I'm going to be involved with the outcomes of those conversations. I understand that sometimes you don't want to scare me, but I'm still going to want to know the truth. I also think that you're going to have a meeting of the minds where one is going to say, this is preventable if we do it this way, and this is sustainable if we do it this way. There'll be a slight conflict that might go on, let's just say, if I had disease or if I had something that was akin to it and I was getting treatment for it. I'm just saying me. I would want to ask a lot of questions right up front and make sure that they understand that they need to be on the same page because I'm the patient and that's what I require. One of the funniest things I think I've ever read, I just read. It's okay, 23andMe said I was 86% Neanderthal. That was awesome. 10thhp.com, 10th House Publishers.com. Look us up. Go get in to the session, the information session about amazing teachers. And by the way, I'm gonna do one of these. I am gonna do one of these, and then I'm gonna do one of these. What am I doing here? I'm doing an overlay. Look at that right over my face. Hey everybody, make sure you sign up for this thing. This thing right here. It's kind of fun. You get to work with me. Oh, and by the way, who knows? Maybe I'm on the road. Maybe I come to your town. Maybe we do a show. Maybe we do a book signing together. A lot of stuff going on there. All right, guys, heart taps for you and everybody out there. Hope you are liberated today. Don't worry about the elections. Just worry about you. We're going to take this back in our due time. In the meantime, we'll let them screw up. Take notes so that we know what to fix when we get in there, and go ahead and keep going. Heart taps, guys. Thanks so much for being part of my journey. As always, you make my Tuesday nights. Thank you so much. Keep going.